Hello and welcome to week 3 in C#, where we're still working with GUI elements. This week we are adding more GUI elements to our program and also thinking about the final and the direction we're going to take as we work and continue learning new things to apply for our final. This week we did exception handling in the form of a try-catch and a try-parse. Today's program is a simple demonstration of using a try-catch and a try-parse. As we can see in our program, we still have our operational radio dials that take us through our initial question for our user. And abruptly, we've just made a little bit of space on our page to enter in the number of children in the household. What we aim to do here is we're going to check and make sure that the user is entering valid information. Now, we want to know the number of children in the household. That obviously is going to be a whole number. So in this instance, if the user enters in text like their name, we want to make sure that that is not going to be relayed into our program, as text is obviously not an integer. We're looking for whole integer numbers. So when we check our first answer on a try-catch, it comes up that we did not enter a valid integer for the valid number of household size. Our second answer check is a try-parse. And again, it is letting us know we did not enter a valid integer for the family household size. Now, if we enter in a valid integer, let's say we have 3 children like I do, not including my dogs, but my actual boys, we will see if the try-catch works and the try-parse works to check the validity of the integer entered into our text box here. So if we check, it says the input we entered is a valid integer. Thank you. And we do our try-parse. You have entered a valid integer. Congratulations. So it obviously is detecting our input into our text box. And if we close the program and go in to look at our code, we have our buttons. We have button 1 and button 2. And for button 1, actually button 1 was the try-parse, excuse me. So the first button was a try-parse, and we are checking the input from the text box, and we are putting it into a value which will be an integer. If the condition is correct, then obviously we're just going to print a simple message to the user stating that they have entered a valid integer. Otherwise, we will print a message saying that their information was incorrect and that they need to enter in a valid integer. In this case, we are checking for the family household size, which again, we're looking for family household members. Those can only be whole numbers. So gives the user a very limited threshold for what they can and cannot do. Therefore, if they enter in something invalid, like our name or any other form of text that is not an integer, it will then print the error message indicating their screw up. And the same goes for button 2. We are doing a try catch, and we are parsing the input to make sure that it again is a valid integer. And we are storing that parsed text into a new variable that we declared at the top of our program, right here in our declared variables area. That num1 will be an actual integer. Otherwise, the catch will be thrown and it will display our error message to the user stating they did not enter a valid integer for their family household status. And that is basically it.